Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today I'm playing some Mono Black Demons in Standard, best of one, of course. It was recently pointed out to me that this is the only mono-colored deck that I have not done this season, and I have to fix that. So we are checking out Demons, seeing how they feel in the current meta. Hey, who doesn't like playing Demons? Who doesn't like playing Unholy Annex and Bloodletter of Aclazotz? These are such great iconic cards. Before I talk ever so briefly about the deck, help the channel grow a little bit more, sub up if you haven't done so already, and leave a comment down below if you are a demon enjoyer. So what's going on with this deck? It's pretty simple. We have a good amount of interaction in the form of Shoot the Sheriff, Bitter Triumph, Duress, and Arch Enemy's Charm. We're going to be destroying creatures, exiling creatures, reaching into our opponent's hand, ripping stuff out, that kind of good stuff. And then we just have some really great above curve cards. Of course, Cecil on turn 1 is going to be a house. It's going to keep slamming in on the opponent, whittling down our life total, but eventually maybe flipping into the Redeemed Paladin. Of course, we're playing Deep Cavern Bat, a little bit of hand disruption. We have our Unstoppable Slasher because we are playing Bloodletter of Aclazotz. These two cards work together to make a kind of a combo. This thing says whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they lose half their life, and well, Bloodletter of Aclazotz will double that life loss. I'm sure all of us are familiar with this combo by this point. And then, of course, the Unholy Annex allows us to make a 6/6 demon for 5 mana, but we mostly care about the Unholy Annex side of the card. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. If you control a demon, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Otherwise, you lose 2 life. So this is a good source of card draw. Of course, it was the Ritual Chamber that makes the 6/6 demon. And then the last interesting card to try out in the deck is Louis, Pompous Pillager. It is a 2/1, maybe game ender. If we flood out a little bit, we have a lot of extra mana. We can put this guy out, hit the opponent for X, and drain them down for that last little bit of life. Over in the lands, Soulstone Sanctuary, it doubles as a demon, pretty good. And then Realm of Ko, a new card from the Avatar set that I've never actually tried this one out. Gonna see if it actually does something for us. We can make 1/1 spirits for 4 mana. Not too bad in some situations. So we're gonna hop into some games and see how this one performs. See you over there. Demons time. Gonna try to murder all of our opponent's stuff, keep their hand nice and controlled, and I don't know, try to get some combo wins, I think. I would love to see an Unstoppable Slasher Bloodletter of Aclazotz combo kill. Wouldn't that be fun? So we throw out our turn 1 Swamp. We're going to go with a Deep Cavern Bat on 2, of course, and then probably the Unholy Annex. If our opponent is on red, which it kind of seems like it is, mono red maybe, mono red aggro, we might want to get this Unholy Annex onto the field sooner than later. And then from there, we can start draining them down. Now, ooh, we have a big choice on our hands. This Slickshot Show-Off is going to be awfully nasty in the air, but I think the Emberheart Challenger is the bigger concern for me. This card is going to give them the Valiant triggers, which is going to let them put a whole bunch of stuff on the field. So I think that was the right take. I imagine they're going to go, ooh, I thought they were going to go out with the Manifold Mouse, but maybe they're going to try to get up to 4 mana before they put it out so they can offspring it. So the Slickshot Show-Off hits us in the air for quite a bit of damage. Now we have to make a choice. Do we just Arch Enemy's Charm, get rid of the Slickshot Show-Off, prevent it from doing a bunch of damage to us? Do we see if they put the other Demonic Ruckus on to the Slickshot Show-Off? I think that's maybe a better play. And then next turn, if we draw a land, we can maybe go Demon Wall into Deep Cavern Bat and then start draining them with this. I think that's kind of what I'm looking to do here. Maybe the opponent will be too clever. They did find their land. They could go with the Manifold Mouse. No, they don't. Okay, so I think it's probably fine to just stick to the plan of getting rid of the Slickshot Show-Off. They'll probably put the Manifold Mouse onto the field, with a little bit of annoying because then they can do the Demonic Ruckus on the following turn. Demonic Ruckus is such an underrated card, I think. It's great. You plot it out for 1. You can play it for free after that, of course. And then it also draws a card when it goes into the graveyard. Like, that's just a lot of value. Okay, we are probably going to start getting hit for quite a bit of damage here. I think maybe it's best just to reach into their hand and make sure they don't have anything nasty. Okay, I'm kind of glad that I did that. Getting rid of the Burst Lightning so they can get their Emberheart Challenger back would be huge. And we are gaining life ever so slightly with these Deep Cavern Bats. So maybe there's, some hope here. We can hold off. We really want to hit our lands. I think next turn we're going to go out with the Demon Wall and just have that on the field. Of course, they can pump up the higher claws, so the Demon Wall is not going to be very good against them in the future. So maybe it's actually Bloodletter of Aclazotz right now. That means our Deep Cavern Bats are going to be hitting for double damage. They need a really good draw off the top here. If they kind of whiff with a land, the best they can do is pump up their higher claw with the Rockface Village, which they're highlighting it. Maybe that's... Oh, well, I guess you pump up the Manifold Mouse, so you get a little bit of extra damage. So they're going to hit me for a lot of damage here, admittedly. This is going to be 6 from the Manifold Mouse, 7, 8, 9 from the Hired Claw. So we do have to be careful not to die, but they also have to be careful not to die to our Bloodletter. This is a free block, I suppose. They can't pump anymore, so let's mitigate at least 2 points of damage. And Cecil is actually kind of big here. So let's put the Unholy Annex onto the field. We'll put the Cecil out. I do have to be careful not to take too much damage from Cecil. We're going to gain 4 life this turn. I think that's fine. Okay? And they're going to get down to 6, and we have our Bloodletter of Aclazotz. So barring an absolute disaster here with that one last card in hand, I think we should be okay. Okay. A little unfortunate. As a red deck, you never want to draw 5 lands. It's a little bit brutal. They can dump a bunch of mana into the Burnout Bastronaut, but the writing was on the wall. No matter what they did there, they were toast. A pretty good start from the Demons, especially against Mono Red. Return of the Lack is up next. Cool. One of the reasons, and I want to talk about this, one of the reasons I'm playing this deck today is because I want to play more decks that I imagine people have the cards for. It's a real shame that a lot of you are not playing Allies, because the Allies deck is an absolute blast to play. It's one of my favorite new decks. But I'm going to assume a lot of people are not playing it because it's so rare heavy. Whereas I imagine a lot of people have 4 copies of Unholy Annex. It's just one of those great cards that I know a lot of people crafted early on. And so, you know, it's an easy card to put in a video and people might enjoy watching it. Okay, it looks like we are against Jeskai. And Jeskai means counters. I'm going to put the Unstoppable Slasher out. If they counter it, they counter it. Maybe No More Lies is what I'm kind of expecting. Get Lost. Okay. That's interesting. I'd rather them hit our demon than the Unholy Annex with the Get Lost. But we're still kind of in a weird spot now. That being said, they do have to do something about this Unstoppable Slasher. And when they kill it, Lightning Helix, we do get an opening to put the Unholy Annex and Cecil onto the field. So I'm not too miffed about that. And as long as they don't have another Get Lost, and as long as we don't keep drawing an infinite number of lands, should be good. But anyways, let me know down in the comments if you would prefer seeing more decks that are featuring common cards that a lot of people probably have, rather than more unique decks with cards that the majority of people won't have. Okay. Do I turn on... I think I'm going to turn on the Soulstone Sanctuary, and I'm going to start attacking in. This actually gives us our demon for the Unholy Annex to start pinging. I'm going to also put the +1/+1 on Cecil. Well, potentially. Nope. Find more land. That's a lot of land. Okay, Shoot the Sheriff. Not a great card. If they end up wiping the board or they end up killing our Soulstone Sanctuary, we can at least make a demon with the Ritual Chamber. Oh, my cards are getting stuck. This game, definitely not buggy. From here, I might actually start making spirit tokens. So create a 1/1 spirit creature token with this creature can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. We don't have to discard or do anything. We just can do it. So that's pretty good. Get Lost on the Unholy Annex is... That's the play. Good play, opponent. So if we want to do this, we'd have to use all of our mana, but we still have in, I guess, 1 tick of the map. It might be... You know what? I need to find action. I'm just going to crack all these maps on these things. Demon Wall's not really good enough, is it? Let's put it on the Soulstone Sanctuary. If we can get both of them up to 4. I think that'll be a little bit of a better situation. And now this Unstoppable Slasher is also going to untap. So even if they do board wipe on the following turn, that won't get rid of this fella. They're up to 6 mana. We are up to an infinite amount of mana in hand. Meringue River Regent. Well, okay, they can bounce, but we can... Okay, we can at least shoot the Meringue River Regent. That's not bad. And next turn... That's crazy, isn't it? Okay, let's just put out the boys. And we can leave up the Shoot the Sheriff amazingly. So pretty good board state considering how many lands that we've drawn. We've gone through quite a bit of nasty stuff on the opponent's side. If they have another Meringue River Regent, we're going to have... It's going to be a little bit hard to get that last point of damage in. We would need like an Unholy Annex off the top of the library. And for them not to bounce the Soulstone. Can they not bounce... Return non-land permanent, so they cannot get rid of the Soulstone Sanctuary. That's interesting. Okay, here's a Quantum Riddler. They still have 4 mana open. I wonder if they're going to try to bounce the Quantum Riddler, or if they're digging for a Day of Judgment, maybe. Okay, Return of the Lack. Passing the turn, leaving 4 mana open. They might have... Lightning Helix to try to stay alive. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And in that case, can I shoot something? So this is Assassin, Mercenary, Pirate, Rogue, Warlock. This is an Assassin, so I cannot shoot that. But I could, in theory, shoot the Cecil. So if they did try to kill the Cecil with a Lightning Helix, which, let's go find out what they got in their hand, then we could potentially blank that, is what I'm getting at. But they probably go after the Unstoppable Slasher if they have a Lightning Helix in hand right now, which would put them just in a healthy range. Called it. So unfortunately, our boy being an assassin doesn't really save us. Okay, that's fine. So Unstoppable Slasher back to the field. We get to duress. What do they have in hand? A Meringue River Regent and a Cecil Flanker. Okay. Well, let's take them down to 2. And I think we played out our land for the turn, so we're just going to hold up the Realm of Ko and the Shoot the Sheriff. See if we can... Hopefully they can't hold on. If they end up going out with the Quantum Riddler, I think I'd be pretty happy with that. Okay, Meringue River Regent. That's fine. I think actually that's maybe the best thing for us. They're really counting on... Whoa. They already played a land for the turn, so they're just bouncing the Cecil. And I don't think they get out of this, right? GG. I'm pretty sure this is it. Cool, cool, cool. Nice little win over Jeskai Black, one of my nemesis. I hate that deck so much. But feels good to beat it with Mono Black, Sephiroth, Demons. I shouldn't call it Sephiroth. Sephiroth is just the avatar. Don't get it twisted. There ain't no Sephiroths in here. No Sephiroths. Okay. Yikes. This hand is so good if we draw land. It's kind of insane if we draw land, but if we don't draw land, it's going to be real bad. The question is going to be, do we put out a value Pompous Pillager? Let's see what the opponent's on first. So let's duress away. And, okay. So we know what they're doing. Return target creature or vehicle. We don't care about that. We're definitely getting rid of the Lost in the Maze so that if they end up playing a... Okay, we need a land. If they end up playing the Kona, we can maybe kill it if we end up finding a removal spell. Oh, you know what? I'm happy they conceded. You know what? Opponents, and this goes for everybody, don't concede too quickly. Just because your opponent is picking your hand apart, you don't know what they're sitting on. I am literally sitting on a basically unplayable hand. 3 cards I can't cast and a Louis that I don't want to be playing out for 2. That's an early scoop. Cal, you could have stuck it out. I guess that's just how tilting hand disruption is. I know some people absolutely despise hand interaction, hand disruption, and they'll throw it in every single time. Another little bit awkward hand. We are, I think it's 24, 25 land deck. I got to check that out. So I think it's probably fine to take the risk. We do have a good turn 1. turn 2, and now we have a good turn 3. That being said, Arch Enemy's Charm, not going to be overly great against this type of deck, the Is It Lessons deck. I don't know. Oh, wow. Well, that's fantastic. Now, I'm a little bit afraid of Iroquentia. So, is it fine to run out the Demon Wall? It's fine. If they want to counter the Demon Wall with an Iroquentia, that's cool. Go for it. But they might be holding it up for the next turn. Now, this Arch Enemy's Charm, I could use it to put a +1 or 2 +1/+1 counters on our Demon Wall instead of paying 6 mana for it. But with an opponent that's definitely playing Boomerang Basics and maybe into the Floodmaw, I'm not really sure that I want to be doing that. Now, they're attacking with a 1/1 Otter, trying to get me to block it, and we're not playing that game. So, from here, I guess we just attack in, and do I run the Unstoppable Slash? I think the Unstoppable Slasher is going to be less valuable than the Unholy Annex. I value the Unholy Annex so much. So if they have the Iroquentia this time, it's fine. They have something. Are they bouncing? Maybe into the... Wow, what is opponent doing? Shocking in a Multiversal Passage, but then not doing anything with that mana, to me is pretty crazy. All right, we're going for it. We're attacking with both of these. We have our Arch Enemy's Charm. If things get really disastrous, we can end up getting rid of the Otter. I kind of hope they just play something so I can get this Unholy Annex onto the field, though. So I could save the Cecil by shooting the Otter, but then the Unholy Annex doesn't come down. But I feel like they must have Iroquentia, so I'm not brave enough to play the Unholy Annex into the Iroquentia. If they want to counter the Shoot the Sheriff, they can do that. No. So instead, they just take a lot of damage here from the Unstoppable Slasher. Combustion Technique. Dang. Okay, well, hopefully we're running them out of interaction spells. So far, 2 good removal spells from the opponent. They have another Combustion Technique, and they fire it off early. They must be doing... They want to draw some spells, accumulate wisdom, and they want to try to make their land drop. So now we have the opening to get our Unholy Annex onto the field at the very least. But, yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. Okay. And if they want to jump in front of the Cecil, that's fine with me. We are down to 13. They're down to 12. We're down to 11. We maybe do have to be careful not to die. It's not unrealistic for a deck like the Lessons deck to be able to suddenly muster up 11 points of damage. Oh. Okay. So what's the Ward 1? Now we're drawing our lands. Cool. So Ward 1, I guess I could shoot it. I could also charm it. Or I could just play out my Aclazotz. In that case, I would go up to 11. And then I would have a pretty good attacker on the board, or a pretty good threat on the board. Do I think they can kill me from... Man, this is such a scary card. I'm gonna try the Aclazotz. I think I'm actually in a really bad position. The thing is, they have a ton of mana. They can use the Storm Chaser's Talents to go and get something back from their graveyard. In fact, they can go and get Iroh's Demonstration or Combustion Technique and then use it on the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, and then they're going to fly in with the Dragon Swarm. So maybe this was just the wrong play. I should have maybe killed this Swarm while I had a chance. But on the same note, the Unholy Annex is actually just going to kind of kill me. So I think maybe the problem with this game in general, or this round, is that I ran into the opponent's really good end of their deck. And what can you really do in that case? Okay, we're going to go down. We're going to go down to... we're going to go down a lot. Autopay. And I can't... I guess I put out the Cecil. The thing is, I can't block with the Cecil. So if they have a single pump spell for this Otter, I die. And they do have a pump spell for it, because they can use the Storm Chaser's Talent to go get something. And yeah. This one... I'm not sure. This game just went a little unfortunate for me, and I think it was just because their interaction was especially good. So good on you, opponent, stopping the mono black train. We were rolling pretty well there for a little bit, but maybe I was too scared of the Eloquentia because it never did show up. They just actually had interaction. Too bad. Game number 5 now. We're 3-1 currently. Even Max 17 is up next. And we get to go first. We have, sure, this looks fine to me. No Cecil. You always want to see a Cecil on turn 1, of course, right? You want to start slamming as soon as you can. But going Demon Wall into Unholy Annex will be quite nice. It'd be nice if we can get it going pretty soon. Because we haven't really gotten a lot of good drain with the Unholy Annex going yet. Now, what is our opponent playing? Whenever you see a Collector's Vault, you know they're up to no good. I think I have to go this way. I would like to interact with their hand to know what's going on, but I got to get the drain and the extra card draw going. As soon as this is able to get on the field nice and comfortably, yeah. Okay, unfortunate, get lost from the opponent and an authority of the consoles. So we are against, mono white control. Mono white control is very obnoxious. Let's reach into their hand. They did give us the possibility to load up our Demon Wall, though, so that is good news. And they are working with some nasty stuff here, so we have to take the Day of Judgment. Yeah. We have no choice. Okay, Day of Judgment gone. So we need these to hit really well. No land, please. Okay, yep, good. No land, please. Oh, duress. Ooh, duress. So I imagine they're probably going to slam their Caretaker's Talent next turn. So probably the duress is not really going to benefit me all that much. And yeah, but if they draw a land here, they might end up going with the Overlord. Wow, okay, they missed their land drop, so they have to Desperation draw with the Collector's Vault. They do get up to 4, potentially 5 mana for the next turn with this treasure and maybe a land drop. Seam Rip. Do they take the Deep Cavern Bat? Yep. Turns out I should have... ooh. The Koo's back. The Deep Cavern Bat. They do... I hate Authority of the Consoles. Man, Authority of the Consoles has been bumming me out all day. I'll tell you. Just getting on my nerves. Okay. From here... I don't know what we're even going to do. What can this hit? Can this hit Planeswalkers? It can hit, yes, creature or Planeswalker. They're not close to the Elspeth. Oh, they are close to the Elspeth. If they have a land drop, they can actually make it. Okay, is that what we're doing, opponent? We're doing Overlord of the Mistmoors. Okay. So they create 2 insects. You know what? I'm just going to shoot one of the insects. And... at least our Demon Wall can get in. Ooh. Okay. So we're putting this down. Do I also shoot... oh, okay. Well, I'm kind of glad the opponent conceded on that one because I'm not sure going long if we can really keep up with them. Next turn, they were probably going to slam the Elspeth, which it would have hit the field and done some pretty good stuff. I was debating whether or not I wanted to shoot this insect so that I could get in for 6, 7, 8 this turn, bring them down to 4. Yeah, that probably would have been the play if I would have talked it out a little bit, because then on the following turn I could have bloodlettered, and that last little bit of drain would have hit them. So, okay, next. I'll tell you, Mono Black Demons, it feels solid. It feels really, really good. Okay. Yeah, you keep it. We need a turn 2 play. It would be nice to find a Demon Wall. I actually, when I first put this list together, it's a pretty cookie cutter list. I just slammed some stuff together into it. But when I first put it together, I originally had the Rakshasa in it. I ended up switching to the Demon Wall simply because it can block and the Rakshasa can't. The original idea was that the Rakshasa could get in for some good trample damage, but it didn't. You want the demons to stay on the board, right? Oh, okay. Let's see if we can draw something out from the opponent here. They have something. I don't want to throw down my Unholy Annex, but I was in this position before. You know what? They have the Eloquentia. They have it. Okay, good. This on the field is huge. I can start drawing some cards. Another Unholy Annex. Okay, maybe we need to find a land, or not maybe. We definitely need to find a land next turn. And if we can find a land, this Bloodletter of Aclazotz can go down and then start wasting the opponent. However, they threw away the combustion technique, which means they probably have a good amount of interaction. Oh, oh man. Okay, let's attack in. The Cecil is going to potentially flip this turn. The combustion technique. I can save the Cecil. Let's save it. That means he's going to be pretty big here. Oh, he didn't. Oh, he gained life. I forgot about the second part of the this gain lifelink. All right, it's fine. Still, it's a 4/5. It's a pretty good beater. They're gonna get in with Grand, hit me for another 1, which is kind of getting sketchy because then I'm gonna go down to 5. And also, this Monument to Endurance can actually start draining me. But they only have 1 mana open, and their Grand is not online yet. Are they going to bounce the Cecil? Whoa. Okay, opponent. Wow. Yeah. This is a good chance to get the Bloodletter onto the field. Unfortunately, I think the Bloodletter is probably going to die because they're going to have so many, like, combustion. Well, they've already played 2 combustion techniques. Okay, a firebending lesson. Oh, they maxed it out to deal 5 damage to it. Grand, give me the discount. And they're going to hit me for 1. Probably draw a card. Okay, they're digging. What do I want to see? I mean, we have 2 more Bloodletters. I can just slam a Bloodletter. Bloodletter plus Cecil? Do they have the Eloquentia this time? No. Okay. They must have a bounce spell, or they might have a removal spell. Another combustion technique for the Bloodletter. No. Oh my god, down to 4. We're up to 12. Okay. Accumulate Wisdom, going to allow them to draw a ton of cards. But they have to deal with this board. They have to deal with the Unholy Annex on the field. And we have a Bloodletter of Aclazotz in hand that we can also play out. Okay, Iroh's Demonstration is good. They still have 3 mana open. I hate this deck. Don't you just hate this deck? Everything's discounted so much, right? They have the Artist Talent, which will eventually discount stuff if they bump it up. The Grand is sitting here just completely owning my face. Okay, they just drew 3 cards, made a mana. That's great for them. I think they still have a land drop as well. I'm pretty sure they haven't made one yet this turn. A combustion technique for 9. Imagine that. Mono red. Essentially, this is a shoot the sheriff, right? It's just remove anything on the board. Okay, and they still have 2 mana open. They're going to hit us for 1 here, maybe drain us for 3. Oh, they already did everything. Okay, never mind. Man, they maxed out their Monument to Endurance. So they have 2 mana open. 2 mana open means... Okay, so if I do this, I can look into their hand and see what they have. But I need the Bloodletter for double damage. I need double damage. Okay, this still lets me put the Aclazotz on the field. So we're gonna play Deep Cavern Bat, try to get them to do something. Use your mana. No. Okay. Give me some information. What do you got? What do you got, opponent? Combustion technique, bad. Is that the only thing that's bad? So they have this and this. They can draw and try to find another answer. But I guess what we do is we take the combustion technique and pray that they aren't able to find an answer for the Bloodletter. Is that what we do? Slam it. Okay, opponent. They're gonna play the Accumulate Wisdom. They're gonna go deep into their deck. 3 cards. They have no choice. Oh, they're gonna go 4 cards because of Artist Talent. It all comes down to this. If they can find Eloquentia, if they can find the 4th combustion technique, because I think they've already played 2. 1, 2, 3. No, they don't have any more combustion techniques. So they would need to find the It'll Quench Ya. They still have one open mana, Grand giving the discount because everybody loves Grand. They use the mana there, but I think they can generate one more mana from the Monument to Endurance. They're digging. Did they really? Oh, man. Digging so deep. I hate this deck. No more, no Quench Ya, no Quench Ya. I think It'll Quench Ya is the only card that saves them. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Take that. Oh, I'm so happy that we got there. Man, I can't believe they drew so many cards at the end of that game and they just couldn't find an answer. Oh man, it feels good. All right, we got the Unstoppable Slasher hand, and we got Louis. Louis has not done anything, and Louis really needs to do something because I'm pretty sure I want to make him the thumbnail because there's no good art for the Unstoppable Slasher, and I've already done Bloodletter of Aclazotz, so I'm like, okay, Louis, you can be the poster child for this deck. But he hasn't done anything. All right. Whoa! Duress. When Duress whiffs. Wow. Hello. So our opponent is going to get a Badger Mole Cub out on turn 2, and we are in trouble. I guess we're going to have to kill it with the Bitter Triumph. We do find a land. Okay. We absolutely have to get rid of it. Do I want to... I don't think I want to actually discard any of these cards. I'm okay losing 3 life. It's fine. If they miss a land here, it's going to be huge. Okay. Man, the amount of times that I miss on lands when I have 2 in hand. All right. From here, we can Unstoppable Slasher. It's going to be a pretty good blocker against the Summon Fenrir, against the Roxanne. I don't think the Roxanne can actually kill it because their meteorites are going to deal 2 damage to it. But I imagine that's what's coming down this turn. And then this card, I've seen this card a few times now. Spinewood Armadillo. Discard this card, search your library for a basic land card or a desert card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle, you gain 3 life. Okay. Okay, Roxanne, down. I think I'm going to slam in with the Unstoppable Slasher. Let's see if they want to give me the Roxanne. Nope, they just take a ton of damage. That's cool. So from here, let's reach into their hand, grab something with the Deep Cavern Bat. I think they'll be able to... Oh my goodness. Well, we'll take the Summon Fenrir. Can they just use this? No, it's when it enters. And whenever you tap an artifact... Okay, whatever. Let's put out the Demon Wall. And yeah, maybe we can sneak in a little bit more damage and then get a kill with Louis. Louis can finally shine. They do have... Overlord of the Boiler Bilges gets them back there. Well, wow, they go after the Demon Wall. I'm actually kind of okay with that. Oh, it's every time she attacks, she makes a meteorite. Okay, well, I didn't read Roxanne properly enough. Whenever she enters or attacks, big bad for me. I needed that Demon Wall too. That was a... Man, Boiler Bilge is such a good card. And I think we're in trouble now. Let's attack. They put the land in front of it. Why not? And here's the problem. If I put out the Unstoppable Slasher, they're just going to kill it with the Boiler Bilges. But really, what else can I do when I have 4 mana and they're at 9? I think this game actually just kind of got away from me. Very cool deck from the opponent. You know what? Roxanne might be one of those cards that I think is very undervalued. Every time I run into this Starfall Savant, it does so much damage, but I don't see it all that often. It's ramping them. It's removal for them. It's easy to get on the field. The 4/3 body's pretty good. And look at this. Look what the opponent just did. Boom, boom, boom. They get to swing in with both of these creatures very comfortably and do 9 damage to me. Actually, do they kill me? They actually kill me here. They do exactly 11 because I think Roxanne will make a meteorite and the meteorite will hit my face. So they put the damage on the Unstoppable Slasher and then Roxanne can deal 2 damage to any target up top. And we're toast. Pretty good one from the opponent. Not a nice way for me to go, but at least we saw a very cool deck at the very end of this little series of videos. Good Anya Liberabit. Sure. Wrap up. All right, so Mono Black Demon still feels pretty great. Unfortunately, Louis, Pompous Pillager, didn't do literally anything in the deck, and honestly, maybe he doesn't fit in the deck. Maybe that could be more interaction. Yeah, a little bit rough. That last game, also playing a Duress, hitting absolutely nothing in the opponent's hand. Once in a while, that's going to happen. But I think Duress, in general, has pretty good value in the format right now, and I think it's worth running main board. Most of the time, you're going to hit a pretty decent card and up to a very significant card. So Duress has my approval rating. Everything else in the deck, of course, feels very good. I could see some people making the argument that Archenemy's Charm could be a 2 CMC removal spell, but I like the flexibility of this card, especially when you're playing it with the Demon Wall. But yeah, Louis, Pompous Pillager, he's cool. It's just it didn't really work out in this set of games. If you have any recommendations for Mono Black Demons, do let me know. It's not a deck that I play a lot of, but it is a deck I do enjoy. But here it is, my Mono Black deck for this season. I think I hit all 5 colors. Sure, why not? Everyone else, or everyone, take care for now. Enjoy your day, your week, whatever you're doing. Sarang e ipana, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.